Welcome to Out of Bounds. Today we travel across one of the more unique borders at this impressive Hong Kong West Kowloon station. Now, as many of you know, China is by now a world leader in high-speed rail, and Hong Kong became connected to the vast national network in late 2018 via a line that terminates here. The modern trains allow for comfortable and relatively easy access to dozens of mainland Chinese cities, with direct services to as far as Shanghai and Beijing. As of the making of this video, Hong Kong West Kowloon serves around 120 pairs of trains on a daily basis. But, in addition to dispatching trains, the station itself has another equally important function. When Hong Kong was restored to China in 1997, a one country, two systems arrangement was set up, where Hong Kong would continue to maintain, among other things, its own immigration controls and customs. On a practical level, this means that travelers must cross an internal border when going between Hong Kong and the rest of China. Usually, such border crossing facilities are placed on or very near the actual border, but here at the Hong Kong West Kowloon station, both the Hong Kong and mainland Chinese CIQ functions are co-located within the station itself. Let's take a look at how it all works. From Central on Hong Kong Island, Hong Kong West Kowloon Station is almost directly across Victoria Harbour to the north. You may easily reach the station by MTR from either Kowloon Station on Tung Chung Line and the Airport Express Line, or Austin Station on the Tuen Ma Line. Austin Station's exit C would immediately go into Hong Kong West Kowloon Station. From Kowloon Station, you'll need to walk through part of the ICC Elements Mall complex. On foot, it takes about 10 minutes. Both routes are well signed and covered by escalators and elevators. You won't really have to worry about ridiculous stairs or outside weather. Additionally, buses and taxis are also viable options. All tickets out of Hong Kong West Kowloon are sold up to 14 days in advance and are linked to personal IDs similar to high-speed train tickets in other stations throughout China. As a result, even if you have a travel agency help you with booking tickets, at a minimum you will need to provide them with a form of ID. For visitors, this generally means your passport, whereas Chinese passengers can use a recognized ID issued by the mainland government. If you'd like more flexibility with ticket booking, I recommend checking out the official Chinese Railway app 12306. On it, you can check train schedules, register your travel document, book and pay for tickets. A webpage version is also available at 12306.cn. Both the app and the website have English support. You may also book tickets directly at the station via one of the counters, though keep in mind there is usually a bit of a queue. Alternatively, you could also use a ticketing machine at the station, which supports buying tickets using passport and a variety of electronic payments. This is the entrance to the departures area, located on B1 level, which means ticketed passengers only beyond this point. If you're a foreign visitor, I'd advise arriving here around 1 hour prior to the indicated train departure time. First, you'll need to present the ID linked to your ticket. You can either scan at a machine to the right or use a counter to the left. Then, you would go through security with metal detection and X-ray for bags. After you clear securities, you may proceed to the left for one of the descending elevators, or if you're not carrying wheeled luggage, you may also use the escalators to the right. Once you reach B3 level, you will now go through Hong Kong exit procedures. There is no form to fill out, you just need the travel document you used to enter Hong Kong. There is a large bank of e-channels for Hong Kong residents and other eligible persons to the left. If you're an infrequent overseas visitor or traveling with children, head to one of the counters to the right. After getting through the Hong Kong immigration and customs area, a colorful wall bids travelers goodbye to Asia's World City. You then proceed through a corridor towards mainland Chinese immigration. There is a yellow line on the floor that demarcates Hong Kong and mainland port areas. Once in the mainland port area, Chinese travelers go left, while foreign visitors proceed to the counters on the right. Here are a couple of tips for foreign visitors. 1. Bring a pen. Foreigners entering mainland China generally need to fill out a paper arrival card. There are desk areas and the station does provide pens, but sometimes there are tour groups going through and people crowd the area and take up all the pens. So you could save some time by just grabbing a blank form and fill it while you wait in the queue. 2. Be mindful of time. While immigration here usually clears fairly fast, queuing is always a bit unpredictable. Boarding begins 15 minutes prior to departure and closes 5 minutes prior to departure. If you're really crunched for time, try speaking with the staff for assistance. Be considerate to your fellow travelers, as you'd technically be asking a favor from them too. Finally, you may be asked to pass your baggage through an X-ray machine in the mainland customs area. You're now in the departures concourse. This would be a good time to check your train number and boarding platform. If the platform is single digit, like 3, 4, 5, 6, go left towards the main hall. If the platform is in the teens, go right towards a smaller lobby. You've just completed 2 full sets of border procedures. If you've got a bit of extra time, find a seat and catch your breath. There are bathrooms, water dispensers, charging ports, all for free use. However, unlike most Chinese train stations, there is no shop or restaurant in this waiting area. So maybe bring some snacks in case you end up waiting here a while. If, unfortunately, you miss your train, there are a couple of ticketing desks here to help. Boarding is between 15 minutes and 5 minutes prior to the departure time. Announcements here are made in Cantonese, Standard Chinese, and English. Simply proceed to the boarding queue with your passport or ID in hand. High-speed trains here don't really use paper tickets anymore, and staff will be checking your ID instead. Train departures here are quite frequent, and maybe it's just me, but train numbers all look and sound quite similar. So pay close attention. While eliminating paper tickets may be good from an environmental and cost standpoint, one downside is not having your seat information physically available in front of you. You may want to check again as you approach the train. There are storage spaces at the ends of each car for large luggage and overhead racks for smaller bags. Leg space is decent, even in second-class car. There are tray tables and small windowsill spaces. Charging plugs at the bottom of the seats. Restrooms and hot water dispensers are located throughout the train as well. Immediately across the border is Shenzhen, a major city on the mainland Chinese side. Most trains out of Hong Kong West Kowloon make stop at either or both of Shenzhen's 2 main high-speed rail stations. One is Futian Station, close to Shenzhen city center. It is an underground station connected to several subway lines and nearby malls. After ascending the escalators, you can also find a taxi stand right outside the station. It is the nearest station to Hong Kong West Kowloon, taking only 14 minutes on the train, and basically the convenient choice if you're visiting the core districts of Shenzhen. The other is Shenzhen Bay, or Shenzhen North Station, a larger hub for connecting trains going throughout China. It is also well covered by subways and taxis. though the station complex is large and require a bit of walking to get around. Shenzhen Bay has 2 exit plazas to the east and west of the station, so check your directions before exiting. Regardless of which station, all you need, once again, is the ID or passport you booked the ticket with to exit the station. You've already completed all the border crossing formalities back at Hong Kong West Kowloon, so exiting here is just like a typical train trip within mainland China. That's it for this video. If you liked the content, please feel free to like and subscribe. Comment down below your experience at Hong Kong West Kowloon. Thanks for watching.